Assalamualaikum to our lecturer, Madam Fariza Binti Johari and our classmates. Before we begin this presentation, we introduce ourselves first. My name is Ainin Sofiya and my partner is Puteri. In this presentation, we will present on the topic of scope of political science. With that, let's get started.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Puteri Adalina Marsya, Binti Aris, and today I'm going to present to you about the scope of political science. And we will start with the introductions. So in this introduction, we already include the definition of political science too. So politics is something that is inventable in human life. Political continuity and nature are closely linked in the economic and social development of the country. The connection between politics and nature until the same scholar call it as political science. Politics means about the form, organizations, and administration of a country or a part of one, and by the rules of its relation with other countries, where political science is about the study of the process in making general decisions and the individuals or institutions that participate in this process. Political science also means knowledge related to the form, organization, and administration of a country, as well as a country's practice or rules of relation with other countries. Thus, the scholars of Aristotle and others also agreed that there are several interrelated between the politics of science and the social science that can guarantee the stability and build civilizations of developing countries. This is because the interconnectedness between the two is to make it more meaningful and significant as it draws strength and energy from them. For example, political science in philosophy, politics in history, political science in economic, political science in sociology, political science in psychology, political science in law, and political science in geography. So next is we will go to the scopes of political science. Scope of political means the elements consist in studying the political science disciplines. The scope of political science is very wide and they are divided into fields, subdisciplines is that it fields of political theory, field of international relations, comparative politics, and government and public administrations. Besides that, it is play a role in covering all aspects of modern political economy and forms the basis for the studies and understanding of how the global politics economies functions. So next is political of theory. Political theory means about the history of political idea that started with the ancients of Greek and they extended until today. The people that have contributed their political ideas are Aristotle, Plato, Ibn Khaldun, and Al-Ghazali and Said Qutb. These great thinkers, they also think about the political theories develop, formulates, and interprets concepts such as freedoms, democracy, liberty, equality, human rights, justice, power, and sovereignty. Political theory also involves the development of models for government, such as participatory democracy or constitutional systems, and the logic that political scientists are used in their inquiries.
Hi, I am Ainin Sofiya Binti Dzulkifli. I will continue the slide with the next scope of political science, which is international relations. International relation is referred to study and practice focus on understanding the principle of relation which exists between the various nations and culture in the whole world. Generally, international relation field also can define as an interactions between of state in the global interstate system, or in simply word is called as diplomatic of relationship. The main purpose is to focus on various aspects involving peace and security in each country, such as focusing on foreign and national security policies, diplomacy and rivalry, cooperation and welfare among states. In Malaysia, there were many organizations that are participating for the purpose of universal relations. Among them are United Nations (UN). The United Nations (UN) plays a role as to preserve world peace. And another participating is Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC). This kind of organization plays a role for safeguard and protect the interests of the Muslim world. The next scope of political science is comparative politics and government. Every country that makes progress will definitely adopt a democratic system, but in a different way. Through the field of comparative politics and government, this study aims to examine comparisons between similarities and differences between other countries. Among these studies are such comparisons in terms of executive, legislative and judicial bodies, constitution, laws, administrative, organizations, foreign policy, political parties and processes, economics, social and political functions, custom and traditions. Why it is necessary to compare administrative structure is intended to explain why different political systems have similarities or differences and how development change occur between them. For example, in Malaysia, they adopt on the concept of parliamentary democracy and constitution monarch which His Majesty Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and also have own federal constitution that be as a highest power legitimacy. The system that has been enacted is divided into three parts, which is legislature, judiciary and administrative. But different with Indonesian and Singapore, they adopt the concept of the president as the head of state. And the last scope of political science, it is public administration. Public administration can be classified as missionary to the country which holder as a refer to civil servants or public officers. Public administration plays a role in determining the affairs and progress of the country. Apart from that, public administration also has a role to serve the community in meeting the needs of the people by using the methods provided by government administrators. Public administration also serves as a motivator to the people in many ways. For example, in Malaysia, there are many initiatives that have been successfully implemented by the government today. Among them is the government has implemented a program Bantuan Sara Hidup BSH that managed by the Ministry of Finance. And also, the government and the Ministry of Health have implemented a vaccination program for all Malaysians to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. To sum up the four scopes of political science, we can conclude that political science is the most important things that must be referred to as a guide to govern a country. There are many studies that have proven the effectiveness of the methods in governing a country. With the essence of political science is able to build a stable and developed country and a prosperous people. So, this is our presentation on the scope of political science. We would like to thank you to the lecturers and classmates for taking the time to listen the presentations from us. And thank you.